Let's now talk about what we're doing with businesses and how how you guys are implementing AI within businesses, small, mid-market, to help them to reduce costs, streamline operations, and drive revenue. Now, we already started that conversation in the introductions, but let's get a little more deeper into that. So, Taja, let's start with you. What are you doing with your clients and your fractional role, and how is OpsIQ helping to drive that as well?
Yeah, I'll actually share it in two examples. So I have a client right now that does a lot in the corporate government contracting space. One of the things that we wanted to align was someone that could help with what are the proposal writing needs of the team dynamic, right? And so, I'm always looking for the efficiencies.
Mm-hmm.
Where are the cost opportunities here? Is this something that, is repeatable in so many situations that we could layer in some agentics to facilitate that work, right? And so that is something that we're currently investigating for them. Does that make sense, to level that in, and again, putting the guardrails so that the information, can stay protected in a space that is only solely owned and operated through them, because that'll be important, especially working in the government space. So those are always the first ways that I go about it when working with them in a fractional role. As the chief operating officer, is looking for those spaces where it makes sense. I am not, and I want to be clear, I'm not eliminating the human capital. Mm-hmm. I just want to make sure the human capital is in places where we really can optimize the benefits of having it, right? So where it really requires a intellectual property and skill set matter that can't be automated in essence, that is where I'm always going to be a leading proponent. So that's an example of how I work within the fractional space in justifying agentics and the abilities of utilizing AI beyond just the normal day-to-day of what everyone should be doing. I mean, my 80-year-old mother is using ChatGPT, and so if she can do it at 80, we should all be using it at some level of skill set, right?
Absolutely.
But then also within OpsIQ, we use it not only for the subscribers, but we also have some licensing partnerships where we are pulling, like you said, it's data rich, if you can allow for it to be. So we create these spaces of pulling some very data-rich information that is only accessible and proprietary to those licensees. So that now they have really a story that they can tell in a very succinct manner as to deliverables, engagement, how things are working, where they're seeing benefits, where they're seeing the bottlenecks amongst their subscribers that they have within the platform. And that has really become of huge benefit to the point where my team is like, hey, I think we should be selling this more frequently. And I'm like, yes, as it's needed, right? But within the subscriber base, the ability for them to cut time. I just did a report this week, amongst our current subscriber base, they have saved over 250 hours in the month in just facilitating what we have provided for them, as well as the customization of what's being done through the agentics within the platform. So, if I can live that testament and say, hey, you add up the dollars to that, I think that's a huge economic boost. That's what I'm going to take from it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.